My name is Grace Hoffman.
Grace isn't the type of freshman to go out every night.
Sorry if I wasn't, I'm not a crazy party girl.
But for her, that doesn't matter. After starting out the semester having trouble making friends.
But I've learned just not to lower my standards for myself or for relationships with people, because there's so many people at IU and I love everybody that I meet, but I'm also making sure not to be attached to the first person I meet. I'm like, they're great, let's be friends for now, but not have this be like, we have to be friends for the rest of our lives.
And some of those first friends fizzled.
And then my other friend, she completely ghosted me. So I've just kind of let that one go, because it wasn't really something sustainable anyways. And so I was like, you know what, maybe it's better not to reconnect. But then she texted me after a month and was like, hey, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And then she hasn't texted me back for a week. What can I do? I'm not gonna hunt her down.
But where some relationships fizzled, others blossomed.
My suite mate and I have gotten really close, and we just started going to lunch and dinner together a lot. If we didn't have class, it's like, hey, I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes, you wanna meet up? And so it was really nice. We got Soma the other day, and it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, I found somebody else.
And some are in limbo.
And then I asked point blank, I was like, is this a date? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm not quite ready for that, to, date at all.
Learning new social cues is something Grace wants to work on.
It's so hard to tell, because it's like, I have a hard time telling if people are just being nice and friendly or if they're looking to date. And I mean, it's not I don't want to read too much into it. It's like, okay, you're cool, let's go out. But me, I was more like, okay, you're cool, let's just go to dinner. Not a date, let's just go to dinner. I guess it's kind of reading those social cues that I'm working on, especially here.
For Grace, an influx of new people isn't necessarily a needed experience.
And it was nice because it's it wasn't a big influx of people in my life, which I'm thankful for. But it wasn't 10 people, oh, I've made friends with 10 people. It's no, I got closer to my suite mate, and now I've made another, better friend, and it's just slowly building. I like the small group of people that can be real, and not superficial.
Throughout these new connections, she makes sure to keep herself grounded.
I've definitely learned to value my alone time a lot more. I think when I didn't have as many friends, it was the constant, I want friends, I want to go out. But then as I got more friends, I was like, I really like being alone.
To always pause and take in the college experience.
So the Grace at the beginning of the semester, I'd be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You got to, pick it up a little bit. So I really tell myself to enjoy the moments that I have with people, just those, even if they're a one-off conversation, just to enjoy those simple conversations or outings and just really be in the moment rather than being like, okay, yeah, they're cool, but, I want more friends or whatever, rather than being thankful for who's in my life right now, because they're there for a reason.
While also staying true to herself.
Probably my faith, honestly, that I'm doing what I'm doing for a reason. But then I kind of reached a point where I was like, you may not be good at this, but you are here to get better, and you are where you're supposed to be. And so it's okay if I struggle, because eventually I'll learn. That's what college is for. I'm not supposed to be perfect.